Debashish Gupta, Dean ISI, and Dr. Kishore Satpathy, Chief Librarian ISI, to do the honor. 5 years of independence and the glorious history of its people, culture, and achievements. This Mahotsav is dedicated to the people of India who have not only been instrumental in bringing India thus far in its evolutionary journey, but also hold within them the power and potential to enable our Prime Minister's vision of activating India 2.0, fueled by the spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat. The official journey of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav commenced on 12th March 2021, which started a 75-week countdown to our 75th anniversary of independence and will end post a year on 15th August 2023. In order to commemorate the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Indian Statistical Institute is organizing a 2-day program to give participants an idea of the possible future trajectories of scientific disciplines present on our campus. This will be an open to all platform where the Institute will showcase its latest science and technology prowess to the visiting students, scholars, and general public through easy to understand interactive sessions. Moreover, the visiting students will also gain a unique perspective of science and technology by being inquisitive and voluntarily participating in the live experiments. Students will also be involved in interaction with eminent scientists. The objective is to promote science outreach among school children and the general public. The open day, namely Come, Explore, Engage and Enjoy, will feature several activities like popular lectures, quiz contests, scientific model competitions, book exhibitions and exhibitions that will be showcased in the various departments and centers. Some of the important activities that will be covered in these 2 days are popular science lecture by eminent personalities, hands-on photography, display panels, exhibitions to focus on the highlights of the history and development of statistics, book display, quiz, debate, interactions, exhibition on science models, grassroots innovations from schools, visit to library, visit to museum. Our primary objective is awareness building and motivating youth. It has been increasingly recognized that youth needs more face-to-face knowledge sharing platforms to be able to satisfy the aspirations on motivating and generating interest of future scientists and leaders and aspiring researchers. Our secondary objective is promoting ISI activities and academic courses among the youth. The purpose of this event is also to spread awareness about the academic courses, activities, and entry criteria among the youth and to motivate them to join the same. Now may I please request Professor Debashish Gupta, Dean of Studies of the Institute, to present his opening remarks.
Shri Vivek Dipta, President of ISI, seated on the Dr. Shangumitra Mandavasana, Director of ISI, here. Dr. Kishore Satpathy, the Chief Librarian of ISI, seated here, and my dear students. This is a very happy occasion to welcome all of you to the campus, to the headquarters of the Indian Statistical Institute. It is an institute that is about 16 years older than independence. It's an old institute that gets renewed by influx of new students every year. It is a multi-centered institute with headquarters in Kolkata and presence in several other cities of India. As we celebrate the 75th year of independence, we recognize the contributions of various builders of nation, and the founder of this institute, Professor Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis, was one of the builders of this nation, and he built the legacy of statistics in the country that began with this institution called Indian Statistical Institute. yesterday was Professor Mahalanobish's birthday, and this day is recognized all over as the Statistics Day, and it was celebrated yesterday all over the country. And it is a very good occasion that we are opening this institute with an open house ceremony, that is with open house program with visits from students of class 9 to 12 of various schools. So there will be several programs, and you have been informed about the details of these programs. But apart from those programs, this is also an opportunity to look around and see what this institute is all about. This is our regular classes are not in session at the moment. Our BStat and we have two bachelor's degree program, BStat here and BMath in Bangalore. So all those students are now they have gone home because their examinations are over. We also have 5 master's degree programs. All those students, most of the students have also gone home. We have 3 MTech programs and several postgraduate diploma programs and several PhD programs. So many of these postgraduate students are the intake and the PhD students, they are around. So still you have an idea about what ISI is like. It was built as a research institute, it began as a research institute. So the glimpse that you see here is more like what it had been, devoid of most of the younger students here. But we do hope that you will get some idea about what goes on here and would have built an interest in mathematics, statistics, and computer science and economics and various other things that are in which research goes on in this institute. So once again, a very warm welcome to all of you, and I look forward to very fruitful 2 days of program ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, Professor Shobhamitra Bandyopadhyay, Director ISI, will address the audience.
A very good morning to all of you. We have assembled here to celebrate the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the sequence of events which is going on around the country. In ISI, we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav through this 2-day program, though I must say every day we celebrate our Azadi. It was a very hard fought and hard earned Azadi, and I hope we recognize the importance of being a free country, and we make all efforts to remain a free country, and that effort would mean we do whatever we are expected to do to the best of our abilities. And in this, I must also thank my Chief Librarian, our Chief Librarian, Dr. Satpathy, for organizing this wonderful program. Shubhi Dev Roy, the President of the Institute, for gracing this occasion and for giving his invaluable advice, leadership, suggestion whenever we needed it. And also Professor Devashish Sengupta, who is on the dais, our Dean of Studies, for not only his contributions as a faculty member, as a professor of the Institute, but also as a Dean of Studies, for conducting all the academic programs of the Institute in an impeccable manner. Students, I mean, it's really, I must say, always, for me, it is always a pleasure when I'm addressing students. And because I see a hope for the future amongst you. Whatever we could, we are doing. Whatever we can, we are doing. We are trying. We have done some things. We have failed in many things. But I hope our failures will be overcome by you, and our country will remain a proud country in the years to come because of your efforts. Indian Statistical Institute, where you are today, is one of the premier research institutes, research and teaching institutes of the country and internationally. You can see the picture of Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis there. Mahalanobis, whose birthday we celebrated yesterday. and whose death anniversary was on the day before. 28th June he passed away, 29th June was his birthday. Mohanadabish, he studied physics and he also taught physics in Presidency College. But when he was returning from Cambridge, it was a chance encounter with some papers, some articles in some journal volumes. Journal name is Biometrica. It's a very well-known journal, one of the oldest statistical journal in this world. Through that introduction to statistics, he realized the importance of this particular domain, this particular discipline, for human development and for national development, human welfare. And he took up initially some challenges of data analysis, which got him deeper into this area. In fact, led to the development of one of the most, he's most well known for, the Mohanadabish distance, and also led to the founding of this institute, the Indian Statistical Institute. This is a pre-independence institute, 1931, 17th of December 1931, it started in Presidency College. And today it is spread all over the country, in many different cities of the country. The headquarters is in Kolkata. We have centers in Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai and Tejpur, and a branch in Giridih, and some smaller units in some other cities. And its reputation is international. So students, you are here today. I can say this is like a pilgrimage. It should be like a pilgrimage coming to ISI. Please look around. There are science exhibitions. You have these 2 days of activities. Participate to the best, to as much as you can, gain what you can from here. And also look around this institute, talk to people if you can, talk to the students. There will be student interactions also, and at a later point of time, if you can, come back to this institute as a student or later as researchers. You will find this to be a wonderful place to be in. I will not delay any further because you all must be also eager to get into the different activities of the day, and I am also most eager to listen to what the Institute President has to tell us in his address. Thank you very much and welcome to the Indian Statistical Institute once again. Thank you.
President ISI to present his presidential remarks.
The Director of the Institute, Professor Sanghamitra Bandyopadhyay, Professor Devashish Gupta, Dr. Satpathy, and most important of all, students. Let me also add my words of welcome as the President of the ISI to the welcoming words already stated by the Director. I look at you and I wonder, what is it that I want to speak to you about? I try to cast my mind back to when I was roughly your age. Today, if I ask you, what do you do, what do you want to do with life? Today's India, today's young India is such that everyone in your age group seems to know exactly what they want to do with his or her life. If someone had asked me that question when I was roughly your age, I would have said, I do not have the slightest idea. I haven't even thought about it. So the world has changed. The world has changed in many different kinds of ways. Today, we are celebrating the 75th year of independence, and we are also celebrating the next 25 years, the Amrit Kal, that will set the template for India leading up to 2047. And it is good to remember, as the director said, the sacrifices that went into independence. I presume most of you are students from Bengal. বিখ্যাত গান আছে না, মুক্তির মন্দির ও সোপানো তলে কত প্রাণ হলো বলিদান, লেখা আছে অশ্রু জলে. So it's partly remembering that. It's partly remembering how fortunate we are. It's partly remembering how fortunate you are to be born now rather than immediately after independence, where the levels of deprivation were much, much worse. So we celebrate the wonderful accomplishments that India has achieved in the last 75 years. And we also set the template for the future development in the next 25 years. We are not interested in the next 25 years. We are not interested in 2047, because everyone you see here, I do not know about Dr. Satpathy, but the three of us will certainly not be alive in 2047. You will be alive. It is your India, and the decisions you take, what you do, will determine what India will be like in 2047. That will determine that when you, or some of you, or one of you is seated here, several years from now, that will decide what you tell that succeeding generation. So that future India, that future Bharatvarsha is for you to build. Do you look up at the sky? You do. I'm saying this because I particularly see Dr. Duwari sitting here, who will speak to you later. Do you look up at the sky ever? Will someone tell me, do you notice anything in the sky? Rather exceptional these days. Anyone? Yes.
So it is raining nowadays.
In the night sky. In the night sky. Yes, it is raining night these days. But do you notice anything remarkable in the night sky? No, you don't even look up at the night sky. The night sky cannot be seen in West Bengal. Do you notice anything about the planets? Yes. No? You don't notice anything about the planets? Maybe I should leave you that question for you to look up at the night sky and figure out a remarkable configuration of the planets today in the night sky, which is extremely, extremely rare. Let me give you a problem to which I will not give you the answer. I want you to figure it out. Here is the problem. And please listen carefully. It is a concocted problem, but listen carefully. I have gone to visit a friend. Right? I have gone to visit a friend. The friend is not at home. His 3 children are playing in front of the house. So I asked them, what are your ages? And they tell me, the product of our ages is 36. The product of our ages is 36. So I said, this is not good enough. The product can be 36 in so many different ways. And they tell me, the sum of our ages is equal to the number of the house opposite. It's equal to the number of the house opposite. I say, even that is not good enough. Then one of them tells me, the eldest one has just had a haircut. What are their ages? Assuming that all the ages are integers. You have till 12 o'clock to figure out the answer and tell me. While I was there, all of you are wearing masks. I spilled by mistake some water on my mask. Have you noticed that when you spill water on a piece of cloth, it turns dark? You have? Why? Why does it turn dark? Now the reason I have given you these examples is to drive home the point that there is one thing that you must never abandon. That is the curiosity. Asking questions, seeking answers. We ignited that lamp. That lamp is symbolic of a lamp that dispels ignorance. It is the light of knowledge. And that light of knowledge comes only if throughout your life you ask questions. Why is it like this? An answer that comes from a teacher, an answer that comes from the textbook, an answer that comes from the net should never be enough. Ask. In the Bhagavad Gita it says, Pariprashnena pranipatena shevaya. Pariprashnena, ask. Unfortunately, our educational system is such that you are never encouraged to ask. Which is why that lamp, as you can see, has gone out. So if you are going to stimulate this inquiry, this inquisitiveness, this curiosity, you will have to do it despite the present educational system. It will have to come to you from inside you. Your ages are about 14, 15, 16. Soon you will be approaching 20. As you approach 20 or maybe even at your ages, you want to take on the world. The world is there for you to conquer. You want to take on the world. 18 বছর বয়স দুঃসহ স্পর্ধায় ন্যায় মাথা তুলবার ঝুঁকি. That is the age. By the time you come to the age of 40, you realize that you have not taken on the world has taken you on. By the time you come to the age of 60, you realize that it does not matter one way or the other. And by the time you come to the age of 80, you realize that both you and the world are actually illusions. I know I told you that I did not have the slightest bit of idea about what I was going to do at your ages. Everything that I consciously tried to do did not happen. So despite what you intend to do, destiny has a way of taking you on. Unforeseen event, because you will not build this India. You are the ones who will escape. The ones who will build India are the ones who will remain in India. And one of the best messages for young Indians, Indians like you, who are growing up, who will build that new India, is something that was written many, many years ago by Swami Vivekananda. In Bengali, it is called Swadesh Mantra. In English, it has been translated as Modern India. And you can do no better, instead of listening to all of us, you can do no better than to read Swami Vivekananda's Swadesh Mantra. And then, এই পরমুখাপেক্ষা, এই দাসসুলভ মানসিকতা, you will begin to give that up. And you will recognize and accept, হে বীর সাহস অবলম্বন করো, সদর্পে বলো আমি ভারতবাসী, ভারতের সমাজ আমার কল্যাণ, ভারতের মৃত্তিকা আমার স্বর্গ, হে গৌরীনাথ, হে জগদম্বে, আমার দুর্বলতা দূর করো, আমায় মানুষ করো। I have not quoted it exactly, deliberate. And that is the message for all of you, because in the course of my travels, I have to travel throughout India. And wherever I travel throughout India, I find a young India that is throbbing with energy, that is pulsating with energy, that is aspiring to build that new India. One of the best things you can do in life is to travel this country of ours. And then you learn. You learn much more than what textbooks teach you. You learn much more than what teachers teach you. Swami Vivekananda traveled. Adi Shankaracharya traveled. Mahatma Gandhi traveled. Everyone who is interested in the country should travel. And as I said, when I travel from the salty deserts of Gujarat to the lush green forests of Arunachal Pradesh, from the snow-capped tips of the Himalayas and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, where the ocean laps against the shore, I sense this aspiration. I sense this impatient India. I sense this pulsating India. I sense this young India. And that is why people like us are optimistic about the future. That is the reason we are here today for Amrit Kaal. Because you represent that journey. You represent that aspiration. You represent that strength that will build that new Bharatvarsha. We, at this cusp, we have got the 75 years and we have got the 25 years. In those 75 years, we inherited this country of ours as in trust. From the generations that came before us, the generations that sacrificed for the independence. We are now handing over this country of ours, this wonderful country of ours, this beautiful country of ours to you in trust. Make sure that in 2047, when you hand over this country to your successors, It is a country that we are already proud of. Make sure that in 2047, when you hand over this country to the succeeding generations, that's a country that everyone in the world will be proud of, because we have a legacy, we have a history, we have a treasure, and it is for you to carry this forward. My best wishes to all of you. Jai Hind.
What this institute has given just now. Frankly speaking, it was one of the most, as I can use the word, exhilarating experience for me. Though I am quite old, I am at that age which he mentioned that I realized that nobody bothers, the world doesn't care about me, almost. But still I felt a surge of, some positive energy within me. That can I help the young generation? Can I help this nationwide effort to do small things, maybe, possibly, but which will start a process of regeneration, a process of discovery, a process of self-realization. What he mentioned was, but I'm not saying anything independently because I'm really awed by the words that he mentioned, is to ask questions. Somehow from the childhood I have learned this, that you need a lot of courage to ask questions. Most of the time we get afraid that if I ask a question, whether it will diminish my status, my prestige. But truly speaking, learning can only happen in the truest sense of the form if you ask questions. And I will add to that, not ask questions only to your teachers, to your seniors, to your society members, but to yourself also. That is the best way of development of yourself from within. Ask questions, ask whether you are correct, you are right, you are wrong. Because since I have dealt with, in my life for studies with light, basically of the stars, light and shade plays a tremendously important role in our perception of what we call life. What we do not see does not always affect our thought process. What we see becomes the reality. That is the reality, fine, but it is a partial reality. What lies behind the shadows is also reality. So why I am saying this, you try to understand this game of light and shadow in our lives as well, in our conception, in our ideas, in your thoughts, in your actions. And then you will find out, after a certain number of years in your life, you can call yourself that I am successful. I am successful with life, not with some material benefits, not with just some relationship, not with what I have achieved, not with what respect I have achieved. I am successful with myself. And that is the reason such an esteemed institute like Indian Statistical Institute, along with a lot of other institutes in the country, is arranging this gathering of young minds. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is an occasion for celebration. But what through these sort of meetings we are trying to achieve, the country is trying to achieve, is to celebrate the young generation and ignite their minds. As mentioned, sometimes the system, sometimes circumstances may happen which will not make the light brightly glow because of something happening. But within yourself, keep the light burning, and you are the only keeper of that light. Nobody can stop it. So you have to illuminate yourselves. And this is the exercise that you are going through in this coming 2 days to partially illuminate yourselves. Why partially? Because the major part should come from within you. Try to understand that. You have small shoulders, but we, the elderly people, we are putting on a very big load on your young shoulders to carry this country towards fulfillment, towards success, towards, in some sense, world domination. Not in the sense of political or military domination, but in the sense of domination of intellect. And I know you can do it. I know you can make success in your life. So I sincerely hope and pray to some extent that these 2 days will be remembered by all of you in your life, that probably that was a real beginning of my outlook towards life. I hope you all have a very nice, happy time over here. And I thank you, the management, especially Director, President, Dr. Shalpati, to invite me over here, because I feel honored and privileged for this invitation. Thank you.
In 2 minutes will be joining us. We are having some technical in connecting him. In the meantime, I just wanted to know our President, Director Madam, and know all of you that this has been a very maiden effort for us to organize such a program. In our last program, when we organized from library division, it was only 50 students, so auditorium was full. And this time, when we started asking invitations from the school, within 3 days we got more than 450 nominations from different schools. So it was very difficult to say no. We've been receiving telephone calls, emails, WhatsApps, requesting that at least for 2 students, 3 students, 5 students to accommodate them. In the auditorium, where right now 250 students are sitting over here. Another 150 students, more students are there in ISI building, where we're having science model exhibitions, and we have a exhibition on history of development of statistics in India. And we have a parallel programs for those students. They will be taken to museums, specifically Geological Museum, PCM Mohanlabis Museum, library, and we have parallel programs like creative photography, workshop on career counseling, interaction with the students of ISI. So this is a novel kind of effort for us. Let us see how we are succeeding in this effort, ma'am. If we in a position to complete this next year, we are planning to do a flagship project like this, involving more and more schools and more students in the program. In the next 2 days, we'll be having a series of speakers like Professor Devi Prasad Juari. We have Swami Sagunath Nandadi, then our professor Arnav Chakrabarti. We have quiz master Jyoti Puranik will be taking a quiz over here. Then Mr. Tarun.
All the participants, professors, faculty, researchers, students, my friends. It's a great occasion today. We have assembled here, and as you know, Government of India, we have started this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav 75 in occasion to commemorate the 75th anniversary of independence of India on 12 March 2021. And this started a 75-week countdown, and it will be continuing till 15th of August 2022. And on this occasion, this also undertaking various activities, and this particular week, starting 27th June to July 2nd, this week-long celebration we are also conducting. Like in 27th, this ministry conducted about 28-30 cities of the country. We had quiz competition, and the quiz competition was on official statistics, and every center, students from nearby college and university, they participated. I was in one program at Mumbai, and there I witnessed about 48 colleges and university students, they participated. And every college student, there were a team of 2, and there were some prizes, and also all the students, they got the participation certificate. So that was our day 1 of this special week, Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav. Then 28, we have program at Delhi. 2-3 programs were lined up. One program was
Present the vote of thanks.
Esteemed Sri Vivek Debraiji, esteemed Dr. D.P. Samanta, Secretary Mosby, Madam Sangamitra Bandyopadhyay, Professor Devasit Sengupta, Dean of Studies, esteemed faculty members, staff members, our invited guests, speakers, students, and my friends. It is a proud privilege for me to propose a vote of thanks, a series of programs.